companies have an agreement with actors, especially if you are an unknown actor. They will say things like, we want you to work with us. You are a nobody. You need a role. Now, in the current situation, in these couple of recent years, maybe first, this year, last year, the year before, basically after 2019, you need to pay. I know, hear me out. So the production company will offer you a role in a show. You need to pay for training days. This is absolutely uncommon outside China. Like, it was the first time I've heard of it. So for the days where they take you through with the acting coach or maybe speech coach, choreography, fighting, yada, 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 you pay for those days because that's considered training days. For the days that you are actually on set and recording and filming, you get paid. And so in the contract, they will list all this out. And then they say to you, it's up to you to decide whether this is worth your time, if you're making a profit or not. They will do all the calculations for you and tell you, okay, this is the amount that you're gonna get post filming. You decide whether it's worth your time. Now, that at first I thought it was a scam, especially in this industry. But I thought it was a scam. An acquaintance of mine recently, who's also well versed in this industry, says it's actually getting pretty normal these days, which is very concerning. So, as a new actor, they will, with no portfolio, so we call it no works. Your works must be an officially published and broadcasted TV show or movie. Verticals do not count. So if you have one official work, your daily rate may be 10 to 30,000 a day. 10 to 30,000 kwai a day. If you have zero works, so you're a newcomer to this industry, I don't care if you've done a lot of student films, I don't care if you've done a lot of verticals, none of those count. They have to be officially broadcasted shows. If you don't have that, your daily rate is maximum 3,000 kwai. So that is a 10 times multiplier. And that's why these companies are willing to work with you, because number one, you're cheap. You will be cheap, and then you sign with them. And then the next show that they have, now that you've got one piece of official work, they'll be saying, we worked together before, we made you maybe famous, helped you do your debut. Do you want to come and work on our next project? The director really likes you and would like to work with you again. But guanxi, I helped you, you gotta help me. You have to charge the same rate, or a lot lower than 30,000. So usually these are actors who are managed also by the production companies. And that's why I call it a red flag, because these actors are basically, not to say it in a nice way, they are hostages to those production companies. Because a production company can go, if you don't want to act in my show, you can forget about getting any other roles with me from now on. I'm going to pick another person from the unknown masses and I'm going to make them popular. So it's up to you whether you want to be on my show or you want to leave. And a lot of actors have to choose. Don't believe everything that you see on like the Weibo night awards. No, it's TV, man. It's magic. Yeah. All right, next. Oh, sorry. One more thing is, so now that I've told you all that, you can consider your favorite actor or actress. They may be very, very, very popular. They may have a lot of shows, but they may not actually be making as much money as you think they do because of this relationship or guanxi and working basically with their production company, not as a actor on contract, but as an employee. Have you worked or met face-to-face with popular artists in the sub, i.e. 赵露思、洛银系、白鹿、Dylan Wang? I have. I think I've mentioned it in the Reddit group, Reddit thread, who I've met. But yeah, I've met more so far. I just don't know if I should be mentioning them by name. Yes, the answer is yes. Sorry. I can't say who. I don't know if I should. Okay. Alright, next. Oops, sorry. I've seen some videos on Xiaohongshu where actors and actresses are heading into a building or leaving the building after hair and makeup, and there's fans outside waiting. Are there words to search for to find these videos if you know? Okay, I've also mentioned this in the Reddit thread, and I think someone else also gave an answer to this. But there are. What I can recommend is, go to baidu.com and type in the search for Hengdian 演员酒店, and then there will be a list that comes out, because some fans stalk their actors of their favorite actors, and they will list which ones they stay at. And I also mentioned it before in this video, and I will put it in the Hengdian video as well. The hotel is not. I know which hotel you're talking about. The previous one that was really popular, I've been there, it is an absolute dump. Absolute dump. And honestly, thinking about, now that I know more about this industry, thinking about all those actors and actresses that came out of that hotel, I kind of feel bad. But if they're staying at the bigger hotels, actually now I think about it, the ones that stay at bigger hotels, they are all with their own studios. So they have more control over where they stay, the quality of their hotels and things like that. Yeah, and some of them have their RVs parked outside, but I think you'll also see it in my Hengdian video. I saw one of them, and because I was passing by to go and see another friend there who's also working in Hengdian, they have staff just standing outside, not too close to the RV, to make sure that there are no weirdos hanging out. You have long-term plans in Chinese entertainment. Are you learning more Chinese so you might be able to have speaking roles in the future? And this has been answered. Yes, I am busting my ass learning Chinese. And the thing is, with Chinese costume, you also need to learn Gudai Hanyu, which is classical Chinese, which is again another barrel of fish, because it is different from modern Chinese. Long-term plans in Chinese entertainment. Well, yeah, just keep on going. I saw your post on going into the Chinese entertainment industry. Would like to inquire on how to, if you are not like studying on that area, or how do you find jobs like being an actor, assistants, or auditions for roles? Okay. So my bachelor's is not in acting. It's not in the arts. I come from STEM. I come from engineering. I also took up acting like classes for a year or so, I think, back home. And I also have acting classes here in China as well. So that really helps. And how do you find, because your teachers help you. It's the guanxi. Okay. How do you find jobs like actors, assistants? Mentioned before, you go on job boards, you go look at the production companies, they generally will have that. I actually think Yuehua Entertainment the other day also posted for some PA jobs. Auditioning for roles, there are also, other than Guanxi, there are apps. There's actually an app for auditions, and also student films and things like that. So yeah, but these apps and links and group chats are not shared. You can't find them by a search engine. You have to know people for them to drag you in and give that information to you. So, next question. Oh, there's so many. Okay. Have you met with any of those unprofessional special requests at your job interviews or auditions? This has already been answered. You gotta protect yourself. You have to protect yourself in this industry. You cannot go into this industry being all like super innocent about everyone. So there's that. There are a lot of scammers out here, and there are also a lot of unscrupulous people. But I think I've been quite lucky as well, because I remember when I first started going for auditions here, I didn't understand the word. It was because of the translation, they called it an etiquette model. Like, what is that? Like, the definition varies, because some of them you're actually a model. Especially for Hanfu attire, they have modeling events. Others are more of modeling plus entertaining predominantly male guests and drinking at the same time. So I remember I went for one audition, and the guys were like, they looked at me and they're like, you look like a very nice girl and you are very well educated. While we could hire you for this job, we would like to give you advice that you should not be applying for these kind of jobs. These kind of jobs are for girls who have very little education and can only rely on their looks to earn money. And I was like, okay, I got it. Thank you very much, sir. Okay. Next. Is it hard to make a living doing foreground acting? Do they pay per scene or are you on contract? I believe I've answered this one before, but making a living doing foreground acting really depends on how much you're willing to live without. Like I said, in Hengdian, generally the pay is only 100 kwai a day, which is very low. I've seen up to, or as little as 50 kwai a day, which is absolutely crazy. I don't even know how you'd survive on that. So answer is yes, it would be very hard if you just did that, but people make it happen, people make it work. They do not pay per scene, they pay per day. Ooh, okay. What pressures have you experienced or seen others experience in regards to plastic surgery? What about cosmetic surgery? Okay, I think I've answered this, but I think my answer may be different now. So personally, I don't have pressure in terms of plastic surgery from casting agents, directors, or things like that, because they feel that at least my face and body fits parameters for shooting. In fact, I've had a director he wasn't yelling, he was just complaining a little bit. He was like, why are your actors so skinny these days? We need people with like more. But the irony is that a lot of the casting agents want really skinny people. And here at the Beijing Film Academy, for the acting department, which I will cover this school in another video, but the acting department here, it's very obvious. Very obvious that these days, and again, maybe this is a post-2019 thing, but I heard previously it wasn't this bad. They will accept students who meet a certain physical look. You must be of a minimum height, you must look a certain way, your body must be a certain shape. And that's it. Whether you can act or not, that's secondary. Physical looks first. But no, plastic surgery, no. What about cosmetic surgery? Isn't it the same? Isn't plastic surgery and cosmetic surgery the same? I do remember my body shaping teacher, she was like, do you know why a lot of Chinese actors, when they start out, they look kind of ugly compared to their current look? It's because they have the money to take care of themselves, it's hardly natural. Sorry to break it to you guys, but a lot of the actors and actresses that you see on camera, at least when they've reached a certain level, It's not natural, which is fine. It's absolutely fine. But don't delude yourself saying they lost weight, it was, baby fat. No, it's not. And it's very obvious for a lot of them. I won't say who, but if you know, you know. Okay, next. What's the biggest thing that surprised or shocked you about Sea Ant? Okay, this has also been answered, but I think my answer is definitely different from when I posted, I think. So what shocked me or surprised me the most is how much post-production goes into Chinese costume drama. I did a short film and I posted it on my channel before. Now, the thing is, when it was shot, I saw the raws. I thought it was great. And then the post-production guys were like, hang on, we're not done yet, blah, blah, blah. I used to think that the hairline for wigs, if you watch old Chinese costume dramas, you can still see the line where the wig stops in those shows, but you never ever see them in modern ones. I used to think that was because of makeup or better technology in terms of wigs. No, it is a fully post-production. So for Chinese costume drama, they will edit every second of the entire show, which is why Chinese costume dramas cost so much money. They cost minimum 10 times the amount of a modern drama because of this post-production work. And of course, obviously, the wire work and the wigs and the clothes and stuff, but post-production takes up a huge amount of that budget. And that's why a lot of the people that you see in costume, their faces will also be tuned already because they're like, if we're doing your hairline, we might as well do your face. And that's why it's a lot easier to also use AI to swap out faces if the actor has gone through some scandal and they just need to remove him. Yeah, there's a lot of post-production. Crazy amount. Okay, next question.